I hope you're ready to move with me. And if you are here in real time, I think it's appropriate to say Happy New Year. Hopefully we can have a good one together. For our work together, I'm going to say take your standard setup of your trapeze and just remove the swing itself. You can leave the handles just as they are. We're going to start on the floor. So if you like a little pad for your knees, a blanket, towel, grab that and we'll begin. Right underneath my breaking points, I want you to place your wrists in your little stirrups here, but move the black bar so it's really soft and relaxed. So we're just going to be hanging, even though it looks funny. Relax your shoulders, sit nice and tall, and just let your hands hang. Close your eyes if you haven't already. I want you to feel the support of your wrists in the fabric, then letting the fingers get really soft, supple, the elbows weighted down just by gravity. Imagine stacking your ears over your shoulders over your hips. And then look from length from the back of the crown to the ceiling. Breathing in and letting it go. Your inhales are a little longer. Your exhales are more complete. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. Just try to move from a place of feeling. Extend your arms in front of you and begin to reach them out to the sides. So the palms are facing the floor. I want you to do a couple little pulses back. So I just want you to notice a stretching across the front of your chest here. For me, I also feel it in my shoulder heads. Squeezing through the back. A little bit of strength there. Keep everything out of the traps. Everything remains soft there. I want you to just hold isometrically, squeezing through the back body, stretching through the front. You're going to come forward. Rotate your palms to face each other, thumbs to the ceiling, and you're going to go back into that same little pulse. Nothing is forced. From here, I want you to hold. Keep squeezing back. Come forward. Thumbs now reaching back, palms to the ceiling. We rotate again, and you're going to pulse. Each time we go through this series or cycle, I want you to notice how the stretch changes somewhere in your body, or the point at which you're squeezing through the back or the shoulders. Starting to feel some fatiguing in the back of my neck. Do not let the head fall forward. Isometric squeeze. Maybe slight downward pressure into our little stirrups here with our hand. Forward. Last but not least, I want you to rotate now. The thumbs are pointing down, the palms are facing back, and you're going to do your squeezes again. Squeeze and hold. Try to let the front body open. Continue to work on strength through the back. One more breath. And relax those arms. I just want you to let them hang, just as we did in our opening, and feel. Elbows heavy, fingers heavy, wrists supported. Any intentions you want to revisit or set for yourself, now's the time. I constantly need to reset on a daily basis all the little things I'm working on in my body, my personal life, in my brain, all my negative thinking. Go ahead and open your eyes. We can slide into our handles as we normally would, holding on. Legs are going to come out in front of you. Windshield to the right, and try to twist as far as you can. So we've got stag legs. Keep trying to twist through that navel center. Breathing into it. Another breath in. Exhale, tuck. And across. Again, hold the twist. One more breath. Exhale, center. Let's go back to the right. This time I really want you to reach and pull. So if I twist it to the right, I'm going to take that left hand and really push it away. Right hand can match it, or you can keep pulling down on it with a bent elbow, which is what I like. Center and pull, right, as long as you can get it. Breathe deeply, keep reaching. All the way back to center. You'll tuck under and meet me back underneath that plumb line. This is where if you want that little bit of extra padding, you'll grab it. Right foot is gonna come through. Take a couple rounds back and forth, just to open up. Always feeling tight here, even if I did it yesterday. Next time you come forward, watch this knee goes right over the ankle. Downward pressure through your hands. I want you to lift the back of the crown to the ceiling, and even more so, push down through this foot and shin. Navel draws in. See if you can take this a little bit deeper. I'm going to take my left hand up and across to that handle on the right. A little bit of a sink. I'm going to let myself sink to the left. Now if that feels good and you want to go deeper, I'm going to see if I could reach back with my right hand here and go all the way to the back of my left leg. So really adding rotation. Keep cinching into the waistline. One more breath. Pulling back. Let's take it into that half split, pushing back. First one will stay center. Lift through the sacrum, pull the hands forward. Inhale. Exhale, weave through. Coming into your low lunge, this time it'll be the right hand that comes up. So same hand as handle, travel up, left hand to the floor. You'll make your pivot, so watch this foot, right? We go to the knife edge, so you're very strong, flexed foot. Again, try to sink your hip down on the left. Give it one more inhale. Keep adding that little bit of rotation. Pass through center. Onto those handles. Half split, option for the little bit of twisting. So once I come into my pose, I'm going to start pulling the hands to the right, shifting the hips to the left. Should feel like the inner thighs are scissoring together. Coming up. Right comes in, left comes forward. Moving a bit, back and forth. Just open up, like warming up our car in winter. Those of you who don't know the pain of what it feels like to have to warm up your car. First low lunge, sit up nice and tall. Watch that knee stacks right over the ankle. Downward pressure, hands downward pressure, shin and foot. Let's try that twist variation. Right hand is going to come to second handle on the left. Begin to sink in and fall to the right, already feeling good. I'm going to try to swim back and see if I could come to the outside of my thigh with my left hand. Breathe. Navel in. Right shoulder's pulling down. Don't let it lose strength. Passing through center. Coming into our half split first, just a center reach with the hands, sacrum lifted. Breathing in. Exhale, passing through. Low lunge. Should be down with the right, up with the left. So we want to be able to pivot. Rotate the knee and the foot at the same time, sinking the right hip to the floor. The more you twist and kind of rotate to the back of your mat, the more you're going to get that IT band. Hip region kind of feels like a pigeon. Coming up. And going back. Hands on those handles, go ahead and push. Same thing here. If you feel balanced and you're not going to topple over, go ahead and take your swing. Hands to the left, hips to the right. Again, those toes are pulling towards you. Sweeping forward. Bring those knees underneath you. Let's take a moment to walk wide. Toes to touch. And then just come forward for a moment. You can let those arms stay long. You can begin to soften and let them bend. I'm just going to add a real gentle sway. But eventually just let everything go. Rolling up. Bringing those knees together. Step the feet forward. Taking a fold, you can release your handles. Feel free to bend your knees here if you feel tight still in those hamstrings. Think of trying to shorten the distance between your torso and your thighs. Hold the backs of the legs and then just look for a little more length. Long through the back of the neck, let the energy just fall off the top of your head. Soft bend to your knees and begin to roll your way up. One vertebrae at a time. From here, we're going to take it into some balance work. If you had your blanket down, give yourself a nice clear runway to work with. From here, we're going to experiment with a long variation of pyramid. Step into what looks like a high lunge. Make sure your feet are wide enough so that you feel as if you have a nice base underneath you. Give a little sink here just for a moment. Stack your head right over your hips. And up. Here's the pyramid. You're going to push the foot down on that left side. I can't touch the floor because my feet are so wide. If that feels good, begin to send your weight forward with your hands, your arms, and continue to push through that back heel. If that feels stable, you can twist a bit to the right, but remember to continue to drive the left heel down. Swinging center. Take it into your lunge. Knee is floating, it's not touching. Left meets right. Stepping back. Remember to go wide enough, right? It's a little bit of a balance challenge once we get into that pyramid. Hover low, push down into your handles. Up and push, right? So start with the heel, push down. Lift through the tailbone, forward reach. Maybe cross center. Gonna pivot left. Do not lose that heel. Push the right heel down. And up. Sinking again. Hover low. Right meets left. And meet me back underneath your plumb line. This is going to take us into a Warrior 3 variation, holding those handles. You'll move forward into a pike, gaze is down. Start reaching your upper body forward, and right from that hip hinge, you'll float up with your right foot. I want to get that foot as high as my hip. I want to try to extend from the crown to the heel, not letting that hip peel open because it will want to. Breathing in and exhale, hinging back into the pike, getting ready for the reach, coming forward left. See how it goes. Try to stay nice and stable in that core, it will help. Keep reaching the hands. Lift that head slightly if you feel as if you're dipping forward. Feet down, rolling up. All right, from here. Adding on to the challenge. Hold on to your handle with the right hand only. Coming into what looks like your lunge, high lunge that is. Step that left foot back. We're gonna add that variation that we already had once. Left hand is gonna come to the floor. Here's where we're gonna do your pivot. So those right toes will turn out. You're in the knife edge of your foot or that pinky edge of your foot. Take your stretch. So we're gonna work this rotation and see if we can add our balance challenge. It will actually be a variation of revolved half moon, which can be quite challenging. So I want you to watch first. Follow along when you're ready. Gonna pivot to center, high lunge, back toes tucked. As I make my transition, this left hand does have to come further forward. It can't stay right where it is. Weight will shift to the right foot. Left hand travels forward, and see if you can float into what feels like Warrior 3 while trying to add a twist. Thankfully, we have a handle there. Breathe. Take it down and take a breath. I feel like that one is quite challenging. So you're gonna hold just that middle handle with your left hand. Right leg is gonna go back. Hand comes right underneath your shoulder on that right side. Take your pivot. Let's enjoy that for a moment. Make sure that knee and foot are tracking each other. They're both turned out. See the pose in your mind's eye before we get there. Getting ready for that shift. High lunge for the setup. Do not forget to adjust your right hand. comes forward in the center of your mat. Pop onto the left foot, transitioning up with the leg, rotating upper body. Use that right hand on the floor for the rotation and balance. Pull on that left hand, facilitating the twist, and release. Coming up. Take a breath. That one's hard, I think. All right, let's take some well-deserved supported postures. Come into your swing. We want to put it at our nice standard height. So I know where mine is just based on daisy chains. If you need to take a moment to do that, you should kind of figure out where your norm is so you don't have to always guess. But it should be at that hip flexor region if you were on your toes. Come up and over, find the shoulder blades, add an arch. Elbows nice and wide, head is supported. Coming up and stepping forward. Get a little tangled. From here, we're gonna go into some back balance exercises. We haven't done this one in a while, so just for visual, I am in a folded position. If you are gonna take the variation, which I will have a modification for you, you are going to hook your feet on the front of the fabric, pushing down into your hands. This is gonna give you a really nice stretch through hip flexors and quads. Could be a little compressive for the back. So if you wanted to skip it into your modification, totally fine. To get started, let's come up onto those hip flexors and you fold as if you're coming into what feels like a little downward dog position. But I'm just gonna hang out here for a moment. We'll go through that modified version. I think of it very Superman-esque. I'm gonna grab my handles, pushing down into them, to see if I can create a nice long float between fingers and toes. Gaze is down. I am a literal superwoman. Do try to engage the muscles of your back while you're here. And remember, this is your option if the alternative does not look friendly to you. I'm gonna keep my hands in the handles, but just come back into the fold. I need to bend the knees and bring my feet forward to hook the fabric. That's gonna keep me safe. Once you're there, you can push in, coming into your little back bend. To deepen this, really push into the fabric with your feet. Think of engaging your glutes, pressing pelvis towards the swing. Slow exit. I'm going to begin to just widen my arms a little, allowing myself to point the toes to release and come back into my fold. We're going to go up again. This time we're going to use the hands in the swing. So release the handles, reach up with your hands, find the fabric of your swing. So my thumbs are on the outside and my hands are on the inside. Begin to engage the muscles of your back as you roll up. And see if you could hover. So here I am just allowing a little stretch for my chest. The goal, if you choose to take it, is to try not to use your hands for round 2. And that might be something you have to work up to. I'm gonna slowly roll down. If you're gonna release with your hands, just kind of have them reaching behind you. I think of articulating slowly, kind of curling up. Suggestion, pro tip, keep your toes low to the floor. That's gonna help you balance the upper body without your hands. So my toes are really low, but I am engaging through my back. See if you can come down just as slow as you came up. I'm gonna tuck the chin and I'm gonna slowly begin to lower, which is easier said than done. Take a moment to hang. Traction the spine, shake the head yes or no. Reach up for that fabric, walk your feet forward. Come up and out. Go back into your supported back bend, bringing the fabric to your shoulders, squeezing the glutes. Go ahead and take it up and over. Head is supported. Lifting the head and stepping those feet together. All right, I want you to open up. Climb into your seat. From here, arms will come up and through. You'll grab the middle handles for a little assisted back bend. Make sure your head is completely relaxed as you go back, and just hang for a moment. No tension in the neck. Pull down with your hands, keep your head hanging. Begin to lift the sternum to the ceiling. Head is the last to come up. Give it a little forward hinge just for a moment. If you're one to take an inversion, you're going to use this time to do so. And while I'm there, probably going to jump up into a Superman expression. If you're not sure what that is, you can watch, but I'll also make sure we have a link in the description so you can kind of navigate or troubleshoot through that after. It can be a little challenging if you've never done it before. For those of you coming into your back straddle, I'm just going to hinge back, widen my feet to hook in front. I prefer the little diamond where my feet are touching. Coming into my hang, you can ragdoll the arms, backs of the hands to the floor, your choice. Let everything go. For my Superman fans, you find the longest handles, the thumbs are by your ears. Here's the muscly part. I'm going to push down with my hands to find my way up. For your exit, we're going to do that little drop to the side and down. Keep those feet touching or hooked in the fabric. Make sure your exit is slow. I'm going to reach up with my hands first. Little abdominal crunch to find the fabric. Begin to widen the legs as you come up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And a little hinge forward. Take those feet to the floor. And the swing comes up and over. From here, you are going to take it down to the lowest height. So once you get there, I want you to go ahead and meet me down on the ground. All right, we'll finish with some nice deep stretches. Hopefully your anatomy and ceiling height all work together for this one. I guess you can always try to get those hips a little higher on the blanket or a cushion, but coming into a fold, pull the toes towards you. You can use the fabric to help If you can comfortably reach the foot while pulling it towards you, you can go for the foot. Upper body's gonna relax. Make sure you're not reaching with your chin, but looking inward. Come up a little, and I want you to point the toe. Take a nice full breath in and try to pull yourself a little further forward. Come to what feels like your edge and then roll back into your flex. Rolling up. Adding some rotation. I'm going to bring the right fingers to the floor and the left hand to the outside of the leg. So I want you to think of trying to take the fold while adding a twist, and I'm pulling this leg towards me, looking over that right shoulder. Coming up. Take your pivot, face the left, and come into your side body stretch. Just a little tip here. You want to reach for the panel that is behind versus in front of for more pull. So left arm is going to reach towards that right panel to add the twist. Breathe. Release. All right. Second side. Little rock back and forth. Again, here it's either fabric, it's foot, it's wherever you feel you can get the most stretch. I want you to try to take that point. So just gonna see if you can get a little bit deeper into the fold, and then when you feel ready, reflex and try to go a little bit deeper. Come up, take a breath. Try that rotation. So remember the right hand pulls. I'm going to rotate to the left. Try to fold again, pulling the top of the head towards that foot. Look over your left shoulder. Coming up. Take your rotation. Remember, we want to look for the back panel. So this arm on the left side comes to the inside and we reach behind. Give a little tug down with that right hand. One more breath. And up. You can keep that left heel in. Let's bring the right foot in to meet it. And you can roll to the floor. If you want to grab something for your head here, a little pillow, block, go ahead and do so. I'm going to come into a twist, pulling the left leg across. Try to keep that left shoulder on the floor. Really pull down with hand across the thigh. Left meets right. Pick up your hips. You want to lift and lower. Make sure you feel centered. And twisting across. Look for the floor with your shoulder. Center. As the heels come in, I want you to press into the fabric just to even out. From here, you can let your ankles hang in the fabric. You can also kick to the backs of your knees. Kind of feels like a bolster. I'm going to relax into the floor. On the next exhale, just side out. Let everything go. Find some small movements in fingers and toes. If your ankles are in that swing, just give it a little sway side to side. And then just let everything come back to center. Breathing in, stretching long. Exhale, knees to chest, rolling up. Hopefully you've enjoyed that one, and I'll look forward to moving again with you soon. I try to make this content accessible for you because I find in the real world, stuff like this is hard to find. It's also quite expensive. So I pride myself on trying to keep things commercial free and accessible to you. Hopefully we'll get to work together soon, and until then, namaste.